So, welcome everyone. Maybe some of you can already hear me. Wow. And hello, Robin, at least. Hi, Laurie. Also, welcome. So, let's see who we have over here. And welcome in Amsterdam. Welcome at Amsterdam Light Festival. Hi, Rosie. Hi, Linda. So, and great to see me. I'm not in the camera yet, am I? So wait, let me that. So welcome everyone. You can now see my face a little better. I'm prepared for a cold night, although it's not as cold as in New York, I think, but it is still around freezing temperature. So it's about 0 degrees in Amsterdam, and that is, I think, 32 Fahrenheit. So I'm prepared because I will be outside for the coming at least an hour, maybe even a little more. So that's why I have my hat, my gloves, my everything. So let's see what we have. Hi, Evelyn. Welcome, Julie. Hi, Robin. I said that already. Hi, Tish. Welcome, Lethargy. Hi, Lori. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Susan. So, and Catherine is saying 1 degree here. If that's Celsius, that's about similar. If it's Fahrenheit, then you win. Then it's a lot colder, of course. So, hi, Sharon. Also, welcome. Hi, Trisha, and well, it's not so brave. It's if as long as you can see my you can see that that's actually cold over here. Hi Tariq, also welcome. So, but it's good to be outside. It's good to be in Amsterdam. It's good to have already 45 people over here. So that's nice, and it's good to be back. I know I had a little break from the virtual touring, and I said it already on my Facebook group that I will be back doing a little more again. So in the coming weeks, I'm trying to do every week one tour, and then hopefully soon the winter will be over. So the winter will be over, so we can go into the flower season again. But welcome everyone. Of course, in the last weeks, I have been publishing a lot on TikTok. I know for some of you, TikTok has been gone. And most probably is coming back again. All that stories. But today it will be just a tour about the Amsterdam Light Festival. So I'm just gonna change the screen already. And if I didn't say your name, like hi Candy, I'm just seeing you for the first time now in the screen. So I see a lot of messages. So and I'm also looking forward to start doing a little more tours again. So because yeah, it has been almost 2.5 months of hardly any tour. So and yeah, there is still a Christmas tree. You saw that right. I will show you. I will show you. Wait one moment. I'm just gonna change the screen so we can see already a little of the Amsterdam Light Festival. And I think it's also almost 8 o'clock now. I don't even know. So we see the boats here going over the canal. We are on the Herengracht Loors Canal in Amsterdam. So it is uh that's the main canal of Amsterdam, or one of the main canals, and that's where the Light Festival is. And as you can see, the boats are going over here, although it is not that busy anymore. And the main reason is that it is the last evening. It's literally the last evening of the festival. It is, by the way, the first time in a week that it's a little less misty. It has been very misty here the coming days. But and thank you, Trisha, that you enjoyed the TikToks. And most probably TikTok will come back, or I saw that in the news already. Like, what a soap is that, by the way? Partly political soap, I think, but that is that's something else. And by the way, the part of the festival that we see over here with all these people that are walking through Amsterdam, we will see that later on again. So yeah, I'm here at the what we call the Amsterdam Light Festival, as you can see over here. Edition 13 started in 2012, and as you can also see over here, it is from the 28th of October of last year, of November from the last year, until the 19th of January. And as you can see over here, for everyone who is looking from the US, that yes, we're doing that the other way around. So the 19th of January. So that's sometimes very frustrating if you have to fill in your date uh, when it is the European or the American way of depicting the date of the week. And that's especially, for example, in March, April, May, then it's the 6th of the 5th or the 5th of the 6th. So that can be quite confusing. But this is a beautiful Amsterdam where we are over here. And yes, there is still a Christmas tree. I mean, Christmas is, of course, over. It is already 2025. But yeah, there's still here and there some Christmas trees because, of course, it's still the dark time of the year over here. And I'm gonna walk a little towards the location because what we're gonna do, I have been lucky, and of course, and most of you know that I have an amazing uh, colleague who is working for me, Catherine, and in the last weeks, she has been also helping me a lot with all the videos for TikTok. And she has been also on the Light Festival on the ships already. And she made a connection with one of the cruise companies, one of the cruise companies where I have not been working with so much. And they offered us to come on their boats on the last night. Supposed to be yesterday, but in the end, because of the mist, we decided to go today. And so we're going on a boat over the Light Festival. And that boat or the ship that will start at 8:15. So I'm now walking towards location. It will start next to the Anne Frank house. I'm walking here over the quay, as you can see. And welcome everyone that's just joining, like Ronnie, welcome. Hi Laura, hi Walpuri, hi Michaela, welcome. And I have to check also over here. We can see here at the light, you can still see that it is a little misty, but it's less than in the last weeks or than in the last week. And over there we have the clock tower, that is the Western Church, and it's saying 8:07. So I have about 7 minutes to go, 7, 8 minutes to go to the starting location. And there's, by the way, over here, I always love this cafe here on the corner. This is an older cafe, what we call a brown cafe in one of these canal houses. Oh, sorry, sorry. One without light on the bike. Have to be a little careful. And hi, Cheryl. Also welcome. Now, I like these kind of brown cafes on the corners that you still find in a lot of places in Amsterdam. And so let's walk towards where the trip is. So it is the as I said already, the mist is not as much as it was the last days, but it's still a little, but it gives a little a dreamy feeling, isn't it? Look at the lights over here on the side. So maybe my camera is even still a little fatty. I will do something about that later on. Or maybe I can do that right now. Let's see if that helps. I just have to do, I think. Sorry for this. Ah! And now my gimbal, of course, is getting, yeah, there we go. Oh, this is better, isn't it? It's a little less that we see the auras around the around the lights. So what you can also see is that Amsterdam, I mean, this is a Sunday night, so it is very calm. It's of course January, so it is outside of the busy touristy season. So Amsterdam is calm. There's not a lot of traffic. You see some cars, not a lot. Some people walking on the bike, but basically, and there's even another Christmas tree over there, as you can see. But it is these are the beautiful, really beautiful days. So where the city has something magical. So Oh, look at this here on the side, by the way. I mean, in comparison to at least the US, our cars are smaller, but this one is very tiny. It's a very, let's say, hipster version that we have over here. It's like uh, it's like a cup. It's like a cup. It's called the Microlino. The Microlino Light. Of course, it is. It is of course an electrical car. And also, look at the sticker here on the side. Also Amsterdam. I love boobs. Boobs. Okay. On the tiny car. And then, of course, we also have these tiny, think about campers. These tiny campers are also here staying still with, and I can see that it's a very old one because it has a blue number plate. And I think the blue number plates we used in the Netherlands until 1978 or so. So, okay. A bumper car, exactly. So, okay. Yeah, the camper van was a nice one. Yeah, and of course it is dark, so you have to focus a little more on the lights. And let's see, I think, oh, the boat is still there, so not so much in a hurry. I think Catherine is already on the boat. So, and then over here, look, this is a little piece of magic in Amsterdam. And then imagine that nowadays, now on the side, we still have some cars standing, but in the coming years, they will remove bit by bit all the parking spots from the canal. So bit by bit, we will get a city. You get a city without cars. Okay, I'm going in the boat of. I said it already. The company name is Smitje. They're one of the million boat companies that you have in Amsterdam. And the one over here, I like this one because it has an inside and an outside. There will be a lot of other people on the ship, so but I will try to go outside so we have a better view, and so other people are not that we're other people will still like me at the end. So I'm just gonna we're going inside this boat over here, and a little blue light. So I'm just gonna show you my face for a moment. So hi. Dankjewel. Dankjewel. Okay, we're going on the ship. It's really smelling like a boat over here. So I was going to the outside. Hello, everyone. Oh, so just going outside. That's so if I'm really, so you can see over here, we are going to do an official Amsterdam Canal cruise. So an interesting thing is that this company, I said already, where there are a lot of canal cruise companies. But the ones over here, they have one of the services where you have a sort of a circle line, so you can get on several parts of the canals. You can just get inside can just get inside, just get on the boat and then get out somewhere else. And then, so it's a sort of a hop on, hop off, but then not with a bus, but with a boat. And by the way, in Amsterdam, that's a better way to do. That's a better way to. While I'm standing over here and you see my face, you see also something else typical Amsterdam. So, because here at the back, you see these houses, these Amsterdam houses. And one of the very Dutch things is, and I like to show that all the time, is that all these houses, they don't have curtains. So people are staying inside there. You can see the lights, but there are no curtains. And that is something typical Dutch, or typical, not typical Amsterdam, it's a more typical Dutch. And there are several explanations about it. It has something, they sometimes say it is something to do with our reformed, more Calvinistic approach of people that are saying, like, okay, you're living in a house and we are all similar. We don't like so much when people are showing that they're richer than others. So we all have to be about the same, and by not having curtains on our windows, we're not having curtains on our windows, our neighbors can see that we're basically all the same. Everyone has like a couch from IKEA most of the time. Uh, they all have a television sitting there drinking tea. Not only the British are drinking tea, the Dutch are also drinking tea a lot. So um, that is something what you can see over here. But that is the more formal explanation, the official explanation. I like another one a little more, and if you've done tours with me, you maybe heard about this before. And for that, we have to go back to the 17th century. And don't worry for people just joining, we will do the Canal Festival, the Light Festival. We'll just step on the ship and they will leave at 8:15, and now exactly it is 8:15. We can hear that from the um, church bells over there. And this is not only a voyageur's dream. No, in the 17th century, we have to imagine. In the 17th century, um, Amsterdam, there were a lot of rich people already, mostly traders and sea people that are trading, were living inside the city of Amsterdam. They had these canal houses, and of course, what happened is that these traders, they were sometimes away. They were going all the way to Indonesia and back, or to New Amsterdam, New York, and back. So that you were on your ship for quite a long time, sometimes for a year or longer. And on these ships, it was only men. It was always only men that were going on there, and their women had to stay home. So they were staying in the house. And one of the stories goes, and that's my favorite story, that the men that were going on their ships, sailing worldwide, that they were asking their women to always have the curtains open. And that was not so the neighbors could see that they were having the same sofa inside their house. No, the main thing is so the neighbors could see that there was not another man going inside their house. So it was a form of social control out of the 17th century. So, um, of course, I don't know if this is true, but I think it is a beautiful story. It's a beautiful story where the Dutch tradition is coming from. So yeah, social control, and of course these men, what they were doing when they're on their ship, nobody was was checking that. So okay, in the meantime, I think we're about to start. So of course, if you have any questions about Amsterdam, about what we're gonna see, about the festival, just let me know. Just let me know, because I can, of course, also answer a lot of your questions. So, okay, in the meantime, I'm just gonna change the screen so we can see. Wait, I have these gloves that where I can touch the screen. Hello. Hello. You're about to. Yeah, that's fine. Please do not stand on the places because the bridge is here. I know. Ik ben Amsterdammer en ik ben al 100 keer op. Ja, ik weet al die bruggen. Ja, don't worry, don't worry. Yeah. So they were saying like, be careful because we're going under bridges and they can be very low. So be careful for your head. So, but it's okay. Let's see. I'm just also gonna check a little of the questions that you're all asking. So, and Julius is asking. That's a good question. The origins of the Light Festival. By the way, we're now on the Prinsengracht, so that is not the canal where the Light Festival is. This is just one of the places where the canal cruises are starting. Um, no, but the origin of the Light Festival, they started 13 years ago. So this is the 13th version. Um, Started in the dark months of the years, and basically it is it's a festival that's starting by the canal cruise companies, because the canal cruise companies, they have something like, okay, in summertime everyone comes to Amsterdam, or spring and summertime everyone comes to Amsterdam, wants to do a canal cruise, but in wintertime there's hardly anyone over here. And in some other European cities you have the beautiful Christmas markets and etc. But that's not really an Amsterdam tradition. So they wanted to have something um, in the wintertime to make sure that they didn't have to place their boats in the docks for several months. So, and of course, it's not only the dogs, also a lot of people that are working for these companies. So they started this festival. It's about 2 months in total, or a little over, no, 1.5 months in total. So at least to have something also in the wintertime. And then after, this is the literally the last day. We're looking so at the um, beautiful Prinsengracht, and there's another boat now coming. So most probably that wants to stop exactly where we are right now. So, but yeah, so it's basically a quite effective way to still have some people on your boats during wintertime. And I'm just gonna give you a little around. We are on the back part of this ship, so we will get beautiful reflections and everything. And you maybe hear a little of the motor of this ship, and that's an interesting thing. And also the motor of this canal cruise that's just passing us, you hardly hear the ships. And that's because almost all of them nowadays are electrical. So the city of Amsterdam decided already, I think that was in 2018 or 2017, 2018, they decided that they wanted all ships to become electrical by 2025. Now, because of a lot of protests of some of the canal cruise company, they now said like it will be 2030, but the majority is now already electrical. So also the one that where we're on right now is electrical. The one that passed us was just using gas, so I'm just smelling that a little. Um, but and yeah, Susan is saying the reflections are already great. Yeah, that's the beautiful of Amsterdam. We don't even need that light festival, is it? So the houses with the reflection and the houseboats and everything, it's already beautiful. And then here there's another ship just passing us from the same canal cruise company, by the way. I mean, we are saying as Amsterdammers, the name of this canal cruise company is Lovers. So not lovers, but no, we say lovers in my best Dutch. Yes, Natalie, I think you missed that. You just missed it at the start, but I said already. It's a little foggy, yeah. It's a little foggy today. It's not as foggy as the last days, uh, but still a little bit foggy, but it makes it even more magical, I think. Wow. And we now see over here the Western Church. So the ship is going to give us a beautiful view. This is the Westerkerk next to the Anne Frank house because we got on the boat at the Anne Frank house, one of the main locations for the cruise companies. And we're going over the side canal, basically back as where I was walking. I didn't know exactly what route they were taking. So oh, Natalie, sorry, I missed. I didn't see that you were there already. So this is the thing. So they're saying like, don't stand on the back because then you can hit your head because there's so many bridges in Amsterdam. Exactly. We have to duck already. We have to duck already. So over here, I can show you how beautiful it is with the lights. So we're passing again that beautiful van here on the side. You can see it better, I think, from this side. A beautiful Renault van. And to be honest, as far as I know, that little car that we were seeing before, that's also a French one. So can be also a Renault. Okay, so we're going over the side canal over here, back to from the Prinsengracht over the Keizersgracht to the Herengracht, the Lord's Canal, and that's where the Light Festival is on. And look at this. This is also why we have to duck. Be careful, Catherine, although you will never hit something. Oh, there's even I was thinking about kayaking. But for me it is a little too cold. But as you can see here on the right, there are several people on the kayak, maybe doing the light festival. Okay, I don't know how it's going. So you see there's a next kayak coming just around the corner. I hope you, by the way, all hear me well. So, okay, we're going a little over the Keizersgracht in the other direction. While over here, we see that there are more kayaks coming. So, have to be careful, have to duck a little. Woo. Okay, I'm also gonna show you how beautiful it is when we have these lights on our canals, on the bridges of our canals. So, it's good to know that the Light Festival this year, I showed it already at the start, the 13th version. So the unlucky number, maybe, but it has a theme that is saying rituals. And every year the festival has a theme. So most of the works, or basically all of the works, are related to rituals. It can be Dutch rituals, but it can also be rituals that people from other parts of the world have. So, and sometimes the light works are a little pretentious. So, but it is, but it's at least nice to see them, and it gives something extra, I think, in this time of the year. So I also look at the beautiful houses here on the side. Over there, we have what we call the house with the hats. I should do another ghost story because it has a beautiful ghost story, the house with the hats. And I'm here at the left side where you see a little of my shadow. And yeah, the boat is quite fast. I completely agree with that. So I think we're going a little faster than the maximum speed, but don't tell the officials. No, I think they're doing this part a little faster while they're going over another bridge to get as fast as possible on the main route. So uh, and yeah, it is. Michaela saying it's looking like Amsterdam is black and white. It has a little that feeling. I agree. So only that red car. That's like a little red element here and there, and then the white and yellow lights. So we're basically going towards Central Station right now. So although I don't think that will be the route at first, over the canal, and it's good to know it is 8:15 p.m. So that's why a lot of people, it's Sunday evening, of course. So the people who are living in these beautiful canal houses, as you can see on the side, the lights are on. A lot of them don't have curtains. Some do have, but most of them don't have curtains, even in the colder winter times. So it's yeah, Natalie, in the eastern part of the Netherlands, we have another time zone, isn't it? So but yes, it is getting 8, almost 8:30. So, and we're almost on the main route. We just have to go here at the end to the right, and then the next canal, that is the Herengracht, the Lors Canal, and that's where the festival is. So, but the interesting thing is you're now going under the next bridge. We're missing some lights over here, and then we will go to the right over the brewery canal or the Brouwersgracht, and that is for me. or that's I think the most beautiful canal that we have in Amsterdam. So okay, we're going under, so I have to be. I just don't want to hit my head, just to be sure. We're going to the right. We have all these lights. City of Amsterdam removed all these lights in the last year, so they're now all LED lights. So the energy bill of the city of Amsterdam is now a lot less than it was before. And over here we have the brewery canal, the Brouwersgracht. I love it because not only the houses, but also some of the houseboats. Some of these houseboats are really like the old barges that people have been living on for a long time and has been in use sometimes for hundreds of years. Okay, no, I'm just going under. Another bridge. And then over there. And Catherine is asking, are the lights usually lit or just for the festival? Now, the lights on the bridges are there the whole year round. So that's whole year round. And by the way, here on the right side, you can see how Amsterdam will look most probably everywhere in about 10 to 15 years from now. So what you see over here is that the canals don't have cars on the quay anymore. So it's just some bikes, some green, some lanterns. That's basically it. And the rest is not there. So no more cars. So we're going back a little to how it used to be in Amsterdam before the time of the cars, before the 1950s. And then over here, we will get on the route of the Light Festival. And the first one is over here on the side. It's made of, I don't know if you can see it, it's made of wheels of bicycles. So, and it is basically a movement. So it's quite beautiful. And then the next one, yeah, they're coming fast after each other. The next ones are here above the boat. So you can maybe see here and there. It's like, okay, I'm living here in a city. I'm living here in a city, so and there's a lot of light, so we don't have a lot of times in the year, sometimes somewhere in August, that you can see meteors. So, and what they did over here, this artist over here made, look at this. It looks like where there's some meteors just above the boat right now. So we can all make a wish. We can all make a wish. There's another one. Look at that. Look at that. It can be meteors. It can also be like a rocket from the NASA or something like that. But yeah, the shooting stars are just going over it. Maybe it's Halley's Comet. Can be then a very fast version. So I'm just going a little to the back because then we can see it, I think, better. So just above the canals over here, you can see, yeah, oh wow, this is nice, isn't it? So you can all do a wish. Don't tell anyone else because otherwise, of course, oh, I just missed one. You can see them all going over here at the start of the Brouwersgracht. Oh, look how beautiful. It's a nice piece of art, I think, that they placed over here. Okay, just going to the other side, another bridge. That's why they warned us. There's so many bridges. They're basically everywhere. So we're here on the first canal of Amsterdam called the Single, and we have the what we call the Koepelkerk. So that's the Dome Church, one of the famous churches in Amsterdam. By the way, nowadays not in use as a church anymore. Oh, there's another meteor just coming over us. They're a little random, as you can see. So, wow, beautiful. No, this one is not in use as a church anymore. It's now part of one of the hotels of Amsterdam and in use for their bigger meetings and conferences. So, okay, and we're going now towards Amsterdam Central Station through the old waterlocks of Amsterdam. So basically, oh, another meteor. Basically, these waterlocks were protecting the old inner city against what used to be the. I have to duck again a little. There's another bridge. Uh, no, they had to protect us against the sea. So, okay. Woo, another bridge, another bridge, another bridge. There are bridges everywhere. This is a higher bridge. And over here, also nice to know, there is a one of the buildings and little behind the trees now, but there's an angel on top. There's an angel on top, and that building that used to be the building of a health insurance. So I saw, Natalie, you were talking about health, wishing people good health in 2025. So the health insurance company was over there. And then here at the right side, an old ritual for sailors that were, of course, going all over the world in their ships. They had to navigate. And before we had compasses, we were doing that based on the stars. And one of the most famous ones was always the Northern Star. That was the one that you could always find, even nowadays, even if it's a little misty, you can still find the Northern Star, is the most bright star. And that one is depicted over here. So the Northern Star fell down in Amsterdam and is now just hanging above this bike bridge, by the way, or this bridge for bikers, so for cycling and people by foot. So, and we're getting now nearby, and it's very bright. Yeah, that's true. That's true. We're getting nearby Central Station, and here you have it's now empty, but used to be our famous bike parking, a flat like a parking garage, but then for bicycles. You can see three levels above each other, or even four sometimes. So, but nowadays we it's just empty since about a year now because all the bicycles are nowadays parked under the water. And hi, Elisabetta. Welcome in a cold Amsterdam. So you're maybe wondering, where are all these bicycles now? Now, the thing is, we're now, well, we have over here again not the, well, as Amsterdamers we're saying, lovers, not lovers, but lovers, canal cruises, when we see the star still at the side. Now we're now going under this bridge, and then here at the right side, I'm just going to show you. Um, we have the escalators over here going inside the bicycle parking. And basically, what they did is they made a bicycle parking under the water over here. So we have the water under here are parked about 10,000 bikes in total. And then, oh, we saw a real duck. I missed that one. I missed that one. So, and then the next artwork is here in front of the central station. It's a little harder to see because the central station, it's a beautiful, uh, of course, a beautiful building on its own, but we see a little hand in front of it. As the ritual when someone is leaving or someone is arriving, we're of course always waving our hands. So welcome to Amsterdam or goodbye if you're leaving. So for today, of course, the last day of this festival, it's more like a tour. It's more like a goodbye. But it's nice that everyone who is arriving at our central station, and when you're coming out, that you see these hands there as a introduction to the Light Festival. And it's also a busier here, little busier here on the canal, so that's why we're going a little slower. And of course, Central Station as the cathedral for the trains, the cathedral for transportation by the same architect as the Rijksmuseum. And then here at the other side, we have one of the beautiful hotels, the Victoria Hotel, just built over there around the same time in more like the French style, because that was popular in that time in history. And then when we go outside, we should see, I think, some more hands. Yeah, there are some more hands over here, not just one, but two different ones on the bridge. Yeah, that's nice. Maybe for me to do another time to do another tour of the Central Station. I can do that again. We can see here a little better the Victoria Hotel and also the beautiful lights if you're coming from from Central Station, and the hands, of course, now right now as a welcome to the city. Wow, it's always. I mean, of course, I'm living in the city and I'm here almost every day. Um, but it's always nice to see the city from the water. It's really giving a different feeling, and also because we have time to look at the houses, to look at the buildings. Well, normally I'm just on my bicycle. Yeah, I'm in Amsterdam, where I'm on my bicycle, going to work, going to a certain location. So then normally I'm not taking the time to look around. We're going under another bridge, so no, we don't have to duck for this one. I see Catherine ducking immediately when I'm saying bridge. Yeah, it is all beautiful. But the interesting thing, Julie, it's good that you're saying, because sometimes I don't realize it anymore. And I think it is, and I've said this before, that's one of the beautiful things of um, being a tour guide, is that you have guests coming over here and they wanted to see the city. And because of these guests, you see the beauty again. Because if people would not say it to me, then it's getting like after a while, it's getting, yeah, I'm living in the city, it's getting normal. But if you can show it to so many people who are surprised how beautiful it is, then you start seeing the beauty again. Oh, and I said already, I thought someone was saying we're going a little fast. And yeah, you're right. Look, this face over here is red. It's not happy. It's saying 7 because we're going 7 kilometers an hour, and that's too fast. They're only allowed to go 6 maximum. So I assume we would get a speed ticket over here. We're now in the area next to Central Station, where we have uh, on the left side the more modern buildings, and there's also a beautiful uh, floating Chinese restaurant called the Sea Palace. You can see it in front of us with uh, a fat Buddha sitting on the side. So, and then at the other side, we have nowadays the what they call the Amrad building, the Amrad Hotel. And this used to be a beautiful building of the Amsterdam School. There's now a light work on the side. It's, I think, a little hard to see, uh, but there are uh, all kind of things moving over the building. And what they told me is, because it is a hotel, so you can imagine that if you're staying in the hotel, then you don't want to have all these lights the whole time. So that the lights are not really going over the windows of the hotel room. But I don't know if that is completely true. I was just reading that in the information. But And is this a river or a sea? No, this is we are still this is basically a harbor that is connected to a lake slash the end of the river called it I. But nowadays these buildings are built on both sides. So um, let's go to the other side. We have to. It feels a little like that we're in Hong Kong or so, isn't it? Or someone in another Chinese city with this floating restaurant here on the side. So no, but these are all artificial islands that are built in the water to make Amsterdam bigger. So also Amsterdam Central Station is built on that island, and yes, it has a lot of wooden pillars under it. I don't know the number. I know in the whole city there are millions, literally millions. And over here we have the next work. This one is always a little harder to see. So there are patterns, and they are reflecting on, or they're reflected on the water. So there are several fountains, and they're projecting shapes. And now it looks like a big moon or so. And now it's another pattern, and it is, to be honest, because it's not very windy today. That's why it's so misty. That's why we can see it quite well, because until now it was always hard to see. And then at the background, by the way, we have our uh, biggest library in Amsterdam called the OBA, OBA. That's the red letters that you see. And then right from the public library, we have the head office of Booking.com, originally a Dutch company, not anymore now. So it's a little dandelion clock. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And by the way, all these light works are over here are from the same from the same artist, and he really likes to use all kind of modern shapes. And he also made these modern shapes. He used it to project it on the next building that we see here on the right, or now in the middle almost. This is um, this is not a ship. It's not a ship. It has a little the shape of a ship, but this is our Nemo Science Center. So it's uh, a science museum, basically. Uh, my favorite museum, if you have kids. I was here with my nieces, for example, one day, and they loved it. They really loved it. So you can do all kind of experiments. So it's mainly a museum where you can do all kind of stuff inside related to science. Um, and yes, it looks a little like the shape of a ship, but it is not. It is made. It is um, from the architect Renzo Piano, like quite a famous architect. And what he did is, and what you don't know, if you don't, if you're not living here, you don't know that. But under this building, there is a tunnel. There's a tunnel under the under the water. And what Renzo Piano did is he basically copy pasted the shape of the tunnel. So as if you have like a mirror. So he was mirroring the shape of the tunnel and then building it upwards. So you can maybe imagine um, the cars are going down slowly to the middle of the water, and this is the opposite, the mirror. But it's quite cool how they did now all these projections, how they projected these structures on the building. It's cool, isn't it? Yeah, I like it. It's a we see it a lot better than the Amrad Hotel where we were before. Wow. And especially from over here, it looks like a huge ship. So during daytime, it's made from copper. So it is it's green copper that you can see. So it's always a majestic modern building here in Amsterdam. Oh yeah, from here you can see a little more how it normally looks. And here on the sides, before we're getting the next artworks, we see some other parts that were some other historical parts. So we have the Maritime Museum. That is the big white building that you see there. That you see there at the end. Oh, and by the way, the interesting thing is these light festivals here every year, and sometimes. So we see over here, the little lights there. They are this ring. That's from one of the earlier years, so they didn't remove it. So some of the pieces of the lights they're staying for a longer time. So but yeah, the Maritime Museum, and in front of the Maritime Museum, we have um, a beautiful ship laying that's called the Amsterdam. It's a replica of one of the 18th century ships that were the 18th century ships that we were using to sail all over the world. And then in the meantime, we're also, this is also nice. Look, we're going to another symbol, a symbol that's not only in Amsterdam, but you have, of course, all over the world, the city gates. So we're now literally going through the gates. Just let me go here in the middle so we have a better view on it. And we go through the city gate inside Amsterdam. Welcome inside Amsterdam. From now on, we have to behave because we're back in Amsterdam. And you know what we were doing with the criminals? We were hanging them. And look how beautiful this is. Also, the ship over here, the Amsterdam here on the side. And the interesting thing is that there's now another ship. It's, by the way, called also the Amsterdam. So very original. But there's another one laying here on the side. And it's nice to know that later this year, there is a big festival. And it's called Sail Amsterdam. That's normally every 5 years, but because of COVID, it's now 10 years ago. And then there are tall ships coming from all over the world to Amsterdam, and they are sailing. They are parked in the different harbors, and that will be amazing. So for sure, I will do a tour. That will be in August, so the weather will be a little better, and then we will see a lots and lots and lots of tall ships, like the two that we see over here, but then a lot more. Oh no, you can talk. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, next ship. Okay, we're having here on the side another. The festival is at the end of August, Michaela. So um, here on the side we have all these signs, and this is something. If you're living in Amsterdam, you have this all the time. These signs for that you have to go another way because they are building or rebuilding something, and here they're depicting them all together. The city is never finished. Exactly, Amsterdam this year, 750 years old. It's never finished. We always have to restore things. We have to remove case. We have to renew places. So this, I'm seeing all these things a lot when I'm going on my bicycle through the city. Oh, okay, I'm just going a little faster just because you're passing this little newer metal drawbridge. Also a beautiful one. And then over here we were a little outside on the bigger water part of the old harbor. And we're now getting to another water log inside the city again. So nowadays these water logs are not in use anymore, but originally they were originally using them to control the water level and to make sure that Amsterdam was not uh, getting overflown. So, because the city is, and if you've done more tours with me, then you know that the city is all under sea level. And then something, sadly enough, it doesn't happen a lot anymore. Uh, but in the old times, when I was young, almost every winter we could ice skate. So, and then you always have these little, you can see over here, there's a little house. It's called the Ice Master House, temporarily closed until the canal freezes. So, these kind of little shops we always have at the moment that that it starts freezing. They're even hanging some ice skates on the side. Sadly enough, because of climate change, it hardly ever happens. So it was now, I think the when was it, 2021? What was the last time that the canals were frozen? So yeah, and these little sites, by the way, just let's go back a little. We're calling them koek en zopie. That's a typical Dutch name. Means that you can have cookies over there, of course, warm, and hot chocolates and things like that. So koek en zopie. Koek en zopie. So okay, we're going under the next bridge, and over here we see uh we see another quite nice light art. So it's a little harder to see. We have to come a little more nearby for this one. But you can maybe recognize them already. There are birds over here depicting the crow, and the crow is one of these animals that uh, can be very negative. If we see one crow somewhere, it's always little, okay, what horror movie are we now in? But if you have two crows or three or four crows, that can also be meaning that you're lucky. So to get warm, yeah, I would like to have now a cook and soapy, to be honest, but I'm being outside already for 56 minutes, I can see. So, okay, the next one, while we're going over the water over here. So you see there is a, this, by the way, the old, here at the left, this is the, we call it the Wertheim Park. This is the oldest park of Amsterdam. Also, originally the only park in the Canal District. It's nowadays famous because we have the Auschwitz Memorial over there. But there is a some light art over here on the side, and it looks like we had some lightning. So I don't know. I was always thinking about this one. They should turn it on and off. Then it really looks like lighting. With the we had the meteors before, but it's now just turn on the whole time. Wow. And of course, most people are doing this light festival on a boat, but you can also do it if you want. You can also walk it. It's about 6.5 kilometers, so that means about 4 miles in total. So 1.5 hours of walking, and then you see a beautiful part of Amsterdam. Then you're cold, and you really. So this year they also started with a food and drink walk, so where you can have several cafes and places where you can have a warm drink. Okay, we have to duck again. The next bridge, as you can see, yeah, the lightning did just strike us for sure. Okay, I have to duck again. It's a more modern bridge. If we're lucky, there's a tram just coming over, but maybe not now. Okay, and then here on the left side, by the way, we have this old house that was used to for the bridge to open and close the bridge, but that's nowadays all automatically. So they use it now as a little hotel. So there's a little hotel just next to the water. And then I'm just going to the other side. The next light work, they place it now, sadly enough, here on the square. The original idea for this light work was to have it on the bridge that we're seeing here at the left side. That's the bridge going to the botanical gardens. but they are restoring the bridge, so they couldn't place it over there, so they had to find another location. So it's now here on the site. Um, it's a sort of a tunnel of lights. In the meantime, at the background, by the way, at the background, you see there's also big lights going into, yeah, into the mist. So that is a big light, uh, meaning that ET is just arriving here in Amsterdam. No, I'm kidding. No, it's a big light that is coming from the City Hall of Amsterdam, and that is turned on the whole year. And that's because this year it's Amsterdam 750. So we're celebrating that, and that's why we have that big light. It's a little hard to see now because of the um, because of the mist, the foggy conditions, of course. Okay, and now we're getting some beautiful parts. We're a little on the eastern part of the canal district. So we're getting some typical Amsterdam canal bridges. And then here on the left side, there's another piece of art that's showing how the moon is rising. And it is the same moon, by the way, the same moon, only then from different, the artist used pictures from different parts of the world. So we're all looking from all over the world to the same moon, but we're seeing it a little different. So, and he uh, made a light installation showing them from these different parts. And look how beautiful it is. So ET was that. Okay, we have over here one moon, very detailed. It's quite beautiful what he did on a piece of glass. And the moon is going up. It's turning a little bit or upside down. If you're in Australia, then you're seeing the moon upside down, or maybe we see it upside down. And now we're going here. Look at this. Look, this is beautiful Amsterdam. I think someone is standing on top. We will see that, I think, from the other side. But I think we have an extra angel standing here on the Watersooskin Bridge. Wow. Okay, we're going on the bridge. We have to duck again. Let's go to the other side already, because this will be, we have two beautiful things in a row. First, look at the angel standing here on the bridge. Very colorful, in almost all the colors of the rainbow. Wow. Doing even a little dance for us. So this is lucky. Wow. And then here on the right side, I said it already, this is where we see the light of the city hall going into the air. And then in front of us, we're going under the bridge. This one is not all here looking like this. Depicting the shortest day of the year, when the sun is not coming up even that far. Oh, it's beautiful with the reflection on the top of the boat. The sun is going warmer. This makes me feel that we're in a warm summer day. While it's not. Yeah, the tunnel of light was beautiful, isn't it? It's gonna show you a little the back part. Even over here, this feels a little like the sun, that we have a sunset or so on a warm summer day. You can maybe imagine why I'm thinking about warm summer days now after standing here for a long time. Okay, in the meantime, just going to the other side. We have over here some beautiful Amsterdam, very expensive houses. We have over here the most expensive hotel of Amsterdam, the Waldorf Astoria. What? Wow, it's beautiful, isn't it? Well, I'm getting bit by bit a little cold, as you can maybe imagine, but I think that's why I said it's for me time for a cookie and soapy, the cookie from the warm hot chocolate. No, that will. Don't worry. I will. We're not completely ready yet. So the good thing is that where we were stepping up, that my house is not so far away from there. So, oh, I'm just gonna show you a little more. Oh, I have to be careful because it's a low bridge. Oh, you see further away the bridges that we just passed. Yeah, I need pea soup. Yeah, that's true. Another tradition that you're getting at that cook and soapy place. If this freezing, if there is ice on the canals, have to be duck, 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 duck. They placed this extra. They placed this as an extra warning because this bridge is just a little lower than the average bridge in Amsterdam. Okay, and then and before it was the Walter van Soria, but it's over here, by the way. Sorry, I was just one bridge wrong. So the Walter van Soria has the entrance over here, the most expensive hotel in Amsterdam. A hotel room is starting at €800, so that's $850 a night in off season. So imagine in high season, it's a little more. Amsterdam is a expensive city. Someone was asking the rent. The rent, if you want to rent a place in Amsterdam, now let's say nowadays for a one bedroom, it's starting about 15 to $1,700. So yeah, in comparison to New York, maybe still nothing. So, but for us, it's quite expensive. So over here, by the way, on the bridge, we see that they're projecting uh, human figures on the bridge doing all kind of rituals. And the interesting thing is these rituals, they are made by kids together with the artist. They decided together with the artist, and they even did some of the rituals in front of him, and he decided to project these ones on top of the side of the bridge over here. So they're dancing, they're playing games, they are doing all kind of things. So okay. Oh, and then here on the left side, we also have something else. Look at the left. Look at the left. We have several bridges in a row. 7 bridges in a row to be precise. Just count them. For the 7 bridges. Normally, that is one of the highlights of the canal cruises. If it's not in the light festival, but now we're just going on. Okay, the next one is a piece of light that you would maybe not expect in Amsterdam, but somewhere else. But we can see here at the left side, it's a little harder to see. We have to come a little more nearby. But they're all kind of little lights in the water. Looks like little boats in the water. So, and this is depicting the famous Diwali festival, the festival that you have in India, where little things are placed in the water with a little light. That's an important ritual during that festival. And that is what we have over here on the side. Another cute little car, by the way. Look at that. A little Italian Fiat. And then there are several more. You can see they place them on both sides of the canal. So it doesn't matter on what side of the canal you are, so everyone can see it. Oh, the cafe over there is also looking warm and cozy with the red light. So and I said it already at the start of this tour. This is also the last night of this festival. So this evening we have to duck again. Have to duck again. This one is also very low. No, it's the last night of the festival. So this evening, around 11 o'clock, they are closing the lights. And then we have to wait for about 10 months again for the next festival. And until that time, of course, we still have the beautiful canals. And in spring and summer, then it's still amazing to go over these places. By the way, here on the left side, you see these big houses. Most of them, there are no lights. That's because they are so big that most of them are too expensive nowadays for people to live. So most of them are in use as offices by lawyers, bankers, etc. So that's a little difference. And the area over here, that's literally this corner over here is literally where the most rich people of Amsterdam, the most rich traders of Amsterdam used to live. So they built their palaces over here, their palazzos, I would say if it was in Italy. And then the next piece, and this is, I think, one of my favorites. So it's also why I didn't want to go inside yet. And of course, you know, a lot of you have been with me in springtime when we're going to see the flowers. Of course, also the petals of the flowers are important ritual for people that are getting a marriage, for example. And uh, they place them over here as if someone just like a giant is just married and all the petals are floating here, literally. They're floating over us. Oh, come on. Hey, come on. Oh, my gimbal's now not working as it wants, but don't worry, I can go. Sorry. Look how beautiful this is. You just got under the flowers. They're also changing the light from blue to red to orange. Wow. And that in the most expensive part of the Amsterdam Canal, sometimes called the Golden Bend, because the canal is bending here a little. And now you can see again here on the both sides, by the way, how big the houses are. And yeah, this one is beautiful, isn't it? There's another bridge coming, as always. And thank you, by the way, so many people that are still over here watching this with me. Hopefully, you're all sitting warm inside next to the fireplace on your couch with a cup of tea or coffee or something like that. So, if you'd like me to do more of these things, then of course, it's still based on tips. So, Catherine already shared several times the way how you can support me with a warm hot chocolate. I think today, not a coffee, but a hot chocolate or a PayPal. Um, because the interesting thing is what I want to do of course, it's winter time, so it's winter theme now. So the next the next tour that will come soon is going to an ice festival. So with the theme Amsterdam 750, so that will be somewhere later this week. So most probably end of this week, if I'm warm again. And then I really have to prepare because it's -10, -15, so it's about 5 to 15 Fahrenheit. And then the next one. So yeah, so it's a very special ice festival. In the meantime, there's a beautiful one over here. Uh, I think I said that the one that were just seeing is my favorite. This one is also beautiful, although this one works better when it's a little windy. So there's a giant koi over here. Brings luck, they say in China. And it's hanging over here. And the thing is, it is very light. It's made from metal, but very light. And when it is windy, it is moving. It's moving its fins. And but they're not only kois. They're also people floating above us. This man is floating. Someone is sitting over there on top of the old electricity place. And then, oh, look at this. There are more. Yeah, carpers, exactly. Carpers. Koi carpers. And there's another one over here. I placed one on my TikTok soon. You can see it all over the world again, where you can see it with in the wind. But it's beautiful. And I was reading that these figures are weighing between 2 and 5 kilograms only. So that toy is about 5 kilograms only. So imagine it's very light, and that's why it is working very well. I have to duck again. That's why it's working very well when it's windy. Okay, we're going under. Ooh. And then here at the side, by the way, also look how beautiful. I mean, it's not Christmas time anymore, but it's still, of course, the dark days of the year. So look how beautiful all these houses are. And by the way, this is partly houses and partly a hotel. And they have all these lights outside. It's giving Amsterdam that magical feeling. And by the way, the hotel that's in the middle of this, on the now in the middle, that is the Ambassade Hotel, the Ambassador's Hotel. Okay, so and then the one over here on the side, to be honest, this one I didn't completely understand. It's called Inspirare. Inspire rare. So it's like a rare inspiration, but it's saying that we have to think about our lives when floating next to this. Just breathe in, breathe out, look at the light, calm down a little after our busy lives. And I'm ducking again. Ooh, it's beautiful, isn't it? Basically, doesn't matter what time of the year you're coming over here. It's always wonderful to go over the canals. And also, I said before, from the water perspective, it always is a little different. So Mm. You can see over here that the sizes of the houses are getting more to the normal Amsterdam Canal sizes again. So just narrow houses. While we have here another ritual of having some stones placed on each other. I think that's something that you can also find in different parts of the world. And next to that, we have this little alley with a lot of street art. A beautiful little alley full of street art that we can just see there on the side. And by the way, the street lantern over there with blue and yellow, that's a street lantern, of course, for Ukraine. Is there still that awful war over there? Okay. And I think we have one or two more pieces that we're gonna see after going through the next. The duck again. Ooh. Mm. There's a here at the in front of the next bridge. There's a giant spoon in the water, a giant spoon made of light. It looks like that we can have soup out of the Amsterdam canals. I don't know if I can recommend that, by the way. So, I mean, the water is not that bad, but it's not that bad, but it's still not recommendable to drink the water or to make soup of it. But it's a beautiful piece, and they're saying like this one of the rituals, of course, is that people are eating together, can eat soup together or some other things. So that's why this artist wanted to place this giant spoon here in the canal. Called it spoonful. Spoonful. Nice, isn't it? Place to duck. It's getting dark. You see also that the reception under the bridge is it's a little less than a piece. This, by the way, a temporary bridge here on the side. And then after this one, I can go up again. Yeah. And yeah, we're now gonna see the one where I started when I was still walking. I was walking from here, and walking is something that we really have to do in Amsterdam. So it's this artist wanted to say, like in Amsterdam, don't use the car. If you really want to see the city, then you have to walk. So he placed the screen over here, and on that screen, we just see people walking the whole night long. No, as long as it's turned on until 11, people will just walking here over the canals, on the side of the canals, through the city, and that's the best way to see the beauty of Amsterdam. So, and this is, I said already, is almost the last one. After this one, there's one more, or is there not one more? No, we're going around the corner already. So the last one we can only see from a little further away. And yes, it's that's also one of the things that I'm always saying. Like Amsterdam is the best to see by foot or on the bike. You see so much more in comparison to when traveling by car. And as you maybe know, I have a lot of American tourists that are coming to see Amsterdam, and that we are guiding, that I'm guiding around, or sometimes one of my guys are guiding around. And a lot of them are asking if they can do a tour with the car, even when they're still young and fit. They always want to do a tour by car. And then I always have to say, like, no, Amsterdam is not built for cars. You just have to feel the city by walking. And sometimes that's a little hard to understand. And of course, I can also understand if you're grown up in the US with cars and with all these distances, then this is a little different concept. Okay. So that means, oh, my gimbal's really saying, like, Stefan, it's time to go inside. So we have basically also done all the, wait, I'm just see if I can, oh, there I am, there I am. Hello, everyone. This is how I was standing here all the time with my gloves, with my hat, ducking sometimes for a bridge, like right now. Um, so this was the tour of the Amsterdam Light Festival 2024-2025. I will be back with the Light Festival next year. Not gonna do this anymore because this was the last night. But next week, yes, no, yeah, is it next week? Yeah, it's the week starting at Monday or Sunday. That's always a debate. But in the coming 5 to 6 days, I will do my next tour because I'm gonna try to do again as what I was used to do before, one tour per week, and that will be on a special location for the Amsterdam 750 years, and then the 750 years ice sculpture festival. So it's a very special one where we see typical Amsterdam things. So I can tell a lot. A lot is historical, historical people, historical places, buildings, and everything. So that will be quite amazing. So I have to have a lot of clothes for that for that moment because it will be a lot colder than it is today. So, but that will be so. Just take a look on my YouTube, of course, also on Facebook, and you will see soon when that will be. So I'm thanking you all for joining me. As you can see, Catherine was just the whole time next to me. Also prepared for the cold. She was making some more shots, so we also have some more for YouTube and for TikTok and everything. So thank you everyone for joining. Thanks also for the tips. I don't see that when but I know for sure that some of you have been tipping me. So I'm very grateful because that is how I can keep on doing these tours, spending time to study, to do the routes, to prepare. Sometimes Amsterdam, but of course, there will be also a lot of other tours in other locations. So thank you again for joining. And I hope to see you again later this week. Oh, that was a little too early. Hello. Later this week, I hope to be there again, and that will not be in a roller coaster, but with an ice festival. Okay, just bye bye. So my hands are a little cold. So hope to see you again. Bye bye.